All right, hello YouTube, and welcome to Yoimiya's Friendly Fracas. And so, for this one, uh, I wanted to kind of point out a few things. Yoimiya and Bennett are both characters that only require 2 energy to get their elemental burst up. So, we want to assume that this deck is going to run pretty fast. So, we'll just take a quick look at Yoimiya. One thing that strikes me pretty quickly about Yoimiya, you can see that her elemental skill doesn't really require a lot of dice. In fact, it only requires 1 Pyro die. Um, but all this really does is it converts normal attacks to or normal physical damage to pyro damage. But it can move around, um, so that would convert for both for um, for Bennett's normal as well. So she does use this pretty quickly, and it doesn't really take a lot to use it. Worth noting, though, this doesn't grant her any energy itself, so she'll basically have to use Firework Flare Up twice. Now, Firework Flare Up does 2 physical damage, but she'll use her elemental skill first, so this is going to do 2 pyro damage. And then her elemental burst does does 3 pyro damage, and then it creates an Aris Blaze. The Aris Blaze does 1 pyro damage after every character other than her uses a skill, and that lasts for 2 rounds. So just a quick review on Bennett, just in case. So Bennett's Strike of Fortune does 2 physical damage, unless it's been converted to something else. Passion Overload does 3 pyro damage. Fantastic Voyage does 2 pyro damage, creates an inspiration field, and the inspiration field, if the character has at least 7 hit points, does 2 additional damage. If the character's hit points is not greater than 6, it heals for 2 points. That can get annoying pretty quickly, to be honest. So, and then you've got Congyun. His normal attack does 2 physical damage. His elemental skill does 3 cryo damage and then creates a frost field, which converts physical damage to cryo damage. So, I don't know. I don't see him using it that much, but it is worth noting that it's there. And Cloud Parting Star does a whopping 7 cryo damage, so you want to make sure that you get him out before he does that. Otherwise, that will wreck a lot of your momentum. Um, and as for elemental reactions, the only one that you really have to worry about is Melt. Melt does an additional 2 damage if someone is affected by either pyro and gets hit with cryo, or vice versa. So there's no re there's the game does not distinguish between a reverse melt and a regular melt. It's 2 damage either way. So, and as you can see, I have what's kind of my standard set right now. So the cards I drew, I have Kale's skill card. I have the White Iron Greatsword that can only go on Diluc. I have the Thundering Fury that can only go on Fischl. I have the Wang Shuin that heals a character on standby, and I have a Sweet Madame, which basically heals for 1 point but doesn't cost anything. So I don't really have anything that particularly benefits anyone in particular over the other. So let's go with I'll go with Kale first, since she's the one who's going to get her elemental burst up
Training
fastest.
Force Major Kale, reporting.
And we'll have to see. Hopefully we get the dice. And that's as bad as it gets. Well, I have 1 Dendro die. Everything else doesn't match. The only thing I'm thinking about is those 3 Animo dice. Even though I don't have any Animo characters, it's still a 3 of a kind, and that can get the artifact set up. But I really need Dendro, so let's go ahead and reroll everything but that. That was terrible. All right, well, so I don't have 3 Dendro dice. Just gotta bring this up just so I can see what I have. I have essentially 2. I have 4 Geo dice, which doesn't really help that much. I can Elemental Tune the Sweet Madame. I do like the idea of just equipping the Thundering Fury just so I have it done and out of the way. That can use up some of those Geo dice that aren't going to get used any other way. And I think I'm going to Elemental Tune the Sweet Madame. I hate to do it for a healing thing, but it's necessary just so that we can get Kale to do something. So that'll leave me with 2 unmatching ones, which isn't going to work for any of these because these require matching dice. So I guess I'll do this and maybe switch the character to someone else. I guess we'll see. Does 3 to Yoimiya. I mean, this other deck is gonna work really quickly. So, okay. So the only thing I think I can do is just switch because these require multiple. So yeah, I'd have to. There's really nothing I can do with these. So I guess let's switch to official.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
Let's see what they do. Three damage. Okay. Can end my rounds now, I guess. All right. So they are slightly ahead right now. If I can get a lot of Electro Dice, then I might be able to get something done. Remember, I have Thundering Fury equipped right now, so that means I automatically get 2 Electro. So 4 is quite a bit. Now I have 5. I went out first, so I get to go first. Let's see, what can I do? This one allows me to draw 2 additional cards, essentially 2 additional cards in between rounds. This allows me to draw 2 cards right now, which sounds like a good idea. Didn't really pay off, though. Well, we can do this. This will do damage to Bennett. I don't see very many other options. Either one works, but might as well do the one that summons Oz.
By royal decree.
I was kind of hoping that they'll switch to Yoimiya. But this is getting kind of dicey right now. Normal attack just does 2 damage. It's not worth keeping her in right now.
Let's finish this swiftly.
Switch to Diluc just to give me some defense. So I don't have someone that's down to 4 hit points active. So what have we got for Pyro? That's pretty much all I can do. Yeah. That's physical damage, so it won't do anything to Bennett. Unless I want to do something creative. Don't know I can... Do I have a pair? I have an Omni, so I do. So I essentially have two pairs. Can equip the Great Sword now. I think the Wangshu Inn definitely needs to go in right now. And I'll go with the Great... The difference is going with the Great Sword or the Wharf. Wharf gives me more cards. Yeah, let's do that. And that's it. End my round. I feel like I spent a little bit too much time setting up. But let's see. They didn't do anything. Okay. I thought for sure he was going to do something. Okay, so I get automatically 2 Electro. I got 2 Omni as well. Reroll everything else. Okay, that gives me 3 Electro and 3 Omni, and I believe I saw Pyro in there as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and equip the Great Sword. Has to be 2 matching. It's trying to go for this. I'm not going to. I'm not sure if I'm going to use Fischl in this round, so I'm going to manually switch it to 2 Electro. Okay. So now he's got the Great Sword. So now let's use this to do his. So this equips his skill card. This is going to do a lot of damage to Congyun, which I'm perfectly good with. Now, Yoimiya is up. She's got her skill card. Now, Bennett is up. Okay. So, what do I have left for dice? So I can make an attack now for 3, and that uses up everything else. I essentially have a pair plus 1. Put the Favonius Cathedral in now. That would allow me to heal D-Luke. And Fischl would get healed by the inn, which is already in play. I'm just worried about being a little bit too cautious. This doesn't do a lot of damage. The other thing I could do is elemental tune something. Do I have a Pyro or an Omni? Yes, I do. So let's elemental tune the circlet for Dendro. That allows me to use the skill. That's going to do 6 damage to Bennett and pull Congyun in. So that's a little bit of a better idea than just simply waiting.
One with my blade.
Okay. So I only have 1 left. 1 die left. So let's go ahead and heal DeLuke, since I didn't bring the Cathedral into play. That's all of my dice used. So let's see what they do. Switch to Yoimiya and ended the round. Now Yoimiya has the aura that I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, or the beginning of the video. So all of her normal attacks are converted to cryo, Well, she has both, though, doesn't she? I'll take a look at that to be sure. But let's re-roll everything that's not electro. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's just quickly check Yoimiya. So she has both. She has this that's attached directly to her, and then she has this, which is not. I'm assuming that, well, one of them trumps the other, and I think that her skill is what's going to be used. So it would be it would be Pyro that her normal attack gets converted to, which could hurt, because that would be coming now. She's the one selected. So normal is going to do 3 to her. This does 4. Can't use the other one yet, so. Well, I might be able to then. So this would give him 3. And then what? He needs 4. So I need to tune 2 other dice. Give this, I could give these 2 cards up, I suppose. And then once I do that, I believe this will then do plenty. So I don't need to boost it with the circlet. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll elemental tune this one first, and I guess we'll elemental tune this one as well. Then I'll use 2 electro dice to give him 1 more energy. And then we'll knock Yoimiya out of the game.
Oh, there's no mercy at all, huh?
I know what happens when I show her mercy. And this is not the first time I've played against her.
Teamwork is teamwork.
There's that melt that I was a little bit concerned about, but now they've got a healing factor, which I'm not particularly happy about. So what do I have left? I just have 2 matching dice right now. I feel like this is really the only thing I can do is put the cathedral into play. And end my turn. End my round. I keep wanting to say end my turn. I guess each time it goes back and forth is a turn.
Where did I go wrong?
That's okay.
The threads of your... I'm not giving you an inch.
Yeah, he's the Fantastic Voyage heals per turn rather than per round, so. Okay. So now we just gotta rally around Electro. Leave that Dendro in just in case, but that's a net 3 right there. Well, I can... This pretty much is my only move right now.
By royal decree. Get out of here.
And yeah, that is a very annoying thing on the other side. But I'm down to 2 right now. Well, make that 4. have 3 unmatching dice right now. Nothing that heals. I could basically put both of these into play and then switch to Kale. It doesn't really make sense to put them both into play because you can only use one of them once per round. But it uses them up. And by switching to Kale, she's going to be ready. She's going to ready her burst, I think. Or maybe not. Okay, they ended their round first. I still am happy that Kale is the one active right now because she has more health. So right now, originally you had to in order to get full credit, you had to beat your opponent in 5 rounds, but you can now do it in 6. I thought it was just for Barbara, but it's actually for everyone. So I've got a lot of electro dice, but I have Kale up right now.
Everybody stand back.
There's Fantastic Voyage again. So now the question is, do I want to go all out right now? Or do I want to try to switch? Can possibly put the sacrificial bow on her. So I can definitely do that. But would like to get her to 3 Dendro. So maybe elemental tuning one of these. So, okay, she's not fully charged up yet either, so oh well. So this again does nothing right now. If I use her skill, it gets rid of Bennett. That I need to do. So let's elemental tune this one as well, so we can get rid of Bennett. Just like that.
I should have paid more attention.
So I might not get him in 6.
Forth, my blade.
So he's got the Fantastic Voyage attached to him now. One way or the other, this is going to hurt. Because, let's see, that's not going to do anything because I can't tune 2 cards since I only have 1. I'm just going to take what I can get. I have a feeling I have a feeling the big move is coming. Maybe not in this round, but it is coming. 2 hit points can become 4 pretty quickly. So what I'm hoping is that if he knocks out Kale, I can get him with Fischl. I think I have enough dice for Fischl. Don't necessarily have enough dice for Kale. 5 is not going to hold up. Well, unless he decides not to use his elemental burst. I don't know why. This happened in the previous video, where I kind of felt like they could have. In the previous video, they could have won the game if they simply used the normal attack, but then they used a burst that did less. Well, it's a win.
After all that training.
All right. Well, so there you have it. Again, that would have only gotten 2 of the 3 objectives because I was one round late, but I've already won all of the cards already. So anyway, hope this was fun. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Twitch. I stream Genshin Impact twice a week, and yeah, I'll be doing some more videos for this.
Best of 3?
I think we're up to 5 wins right now for you, Yoimiya. So anyway, I will see you in the next video.